This is 23-year-old student Diego Ulloa at a demonstration last year in Santiago. At protests, he would act as a kind of fireman, running after burning hot tear gas canisters fired by police and extinguishing them in water mixed with bicarbonate of soda. But at another protest last December, he was apprehended by riot police and jailed for months alongside hardened criminals under preventive detention measures. He's now under house arrest awaiting trial for allegedly carrying Molotov cocktails.
At the police station, 4 officers made me turn my back to the wall while 2 others searched my backpack. That's when I clearly heard them say, "Let's see how we set this up right." I could smell petrol and I heard the sound of glass bottles, which I wasn't carrying.
One might be inclined to dismiss his claims of being framed if they weren't so prevalent. Judges and even prosecutors have found evidence of police setups, including edited or destroyed videos. The idea is to justify the suspect's arrest, up to 2 years preventive detention, and finally a harsh sentence.
When we spoke to the lawyer, he told us, "You know that in the provinces they condemn prisoners without proof, so it's better to cut a deal."
Outside of the Supreme Court, families of nearly 700 mostly young men under preventive detention or house arrest are spearheading a nationwide campaign on behalf of those they consider political prisoners. Hundreds like Mauricio Cheuque have had no visiting rights in jail since March.
The government is under strong pressure not only to permit prison visits, but to actually grant a complete amnesty for protesters who have been imprisoned and accused of acts of violence. But President Sebastian Pinera is saying very clearly that under no circumstances will he consider that.
The government says it's tantamount to rewarding violence with impunity.
In Chile, there are no political prisoners. We're in a democracy, and it's the courts that determine if there is preventive detention. It's not the government.
But some human rights organizations disagree.
Political imprisonment always seeks to punish those who rebel against the system, as well as stopping others from participating actively in social protests. This is done in order to neutralize them through fear of the consequences.
Diego Ulloa insists those who fight for social justice deserve their freedom.
Those on top, who live in comfort and with privileges, why can't they think of others? We don't want to live the high life, but we want to live decently.
Massive demonstrations for a reprieve for people like Diego Ulloa are growing. But given the violence that's also been associated with many protests, passing an amnesty law for the so-called heroes of Chile's uprising will be a hard sell. Lucia, Newman, Al Jazeera, Santiago.